Right now on the hotline, we bring in Jason Leffler of the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Jason, top of the morning to you.
What's happening, guys?
Not much, Jace. What are you up to today?
Well, I'm trying to go to Chick-fil-A to see if they have chicken minis, but it's past 10:30, so I think I missed out.
Oh, boy. Yeah. You know what, son? I'm with you. I'll take a chicken mini anytime.
Yeah. No, I'm just running around, getting ready for Michigan this weekend. We've been busy. We tested up at VIR in preparation for Road America yesterday, and just been a busy couple weeks here. So looking forward to getting back to the track and racing.
When you test at a road course like VIR for a different track, like Road America, what can you pull from that test to apply to another track? I mean, what did you learn? What were some of the things you were looking for?
Well, you try to compare corners and maybe a sequence of corners and stuff. But really, what it is a shakedown. You know, obviously, we've never raced these type of nationwide cars on a road course before. It's all brand new equipment for us. So we just went there to shake down, make sure the brakes work, the thing steers, all that good stuff. You know, that when you show up in your 2-hour practice session at Road America, you don't have to deal with any of that stuff and make the thing really mechanically sound. So then when you show up, all you're really working on is setup to the race. You know what I mean? Setup and making sure the race car's as fast as they'll possibly be.
Yeah, we'll get into the specifics of Road America next week when we preview that race. But just at first blush, differences between the old nationwide car and this next generation one on a road course for you, Jason?
Well, there's a few rules in place. One, we can't run a rear sway bar and a sway bar, so that obviously takes a different setup. The car's bigger, boxier, more top heavy, so it just moves around a lot more. You know, there's a lot of roll in the race car. The thing rolls around, but it doesn't make it a bad thing. It's just different. So, you know, our setups really don't work anymore. And then you got the splitter to deal with, and which is a good thing. You're not tearing the valence off of it. So as far as driving it, it's just it's a looser car, and there's more roll, and it just doesn't change directions as fast as the old car. But we knew that going in there.
Once we go to the road course at Road America next week, the other two are in fairly close proximity. Is that good for you to kind of bunch them sort of together on the schedule?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, we prepare for it. We have 2 complete road race cars, and you know, Road America's not bad because whatever damage you have, you can come back and fix it. But the other 2 are really close together. So between Watkins Glen and Montreal, it seems like Montreal, you get a lot of damage. Watkins Glen, your damage is either a destroyed car or that's it. You know, where Montreal, you can beat and bang the fenders in. So, but yeah, I mean, we're prepared for it at Turner Motorsports. Great Clips guys have been working really hard, and was glad to get that test in yesterday.
Well, that test obviously coming off the heels of an off weekend for you, but you did have a chance to do a little racing last week, and it was on the dirt in the prelude to the dream. How'd that experience go for you?
Yeah, that was a great experience. I enjoyed the race. Had a lot of fun. Ran really well. Won my heat and was running 4th in the feature and just barely tagged the outside wall down the front straightaway of all places, and it tore the spoiler off. So I was a sitting duck from there. But I couldn't believe it. I've watched it on pay-per-view and all that, but to go there in person and see all the people there that support that thing and how well the race is run, it was an honor to be a part of it, and got to thank Tony for finally inviting me to that thing. I had a blast. You know, hope to do it again for years to come. But it was great. My car was fast. It was typical Eldora, right on the fence. And if you're going to go to Eldora, that's the way you want it. It was hard to pass, but if you definitely want the experience of running Eldora, there's nothing like running right, you know, an inch from the wall.
How often do you get the itch to run on dirt?
You know, I get the itch all the time. I went to Bloomington last Friday to run a USAC midget, and the engine blew up in practice, so I didn't even really get to race. But you know, any off weekend I try to run dirt, and that really got my interest running Eldora that way. I had a lot of fun. The last time I drove one of those dirt late models, I only driven one once before, and I didn't run too good, and it was a big, huge, you know, big car. I couldn't reach the pedals or anything. But Chris Wall down there out of Louisiana. He brought me a good race car, made sure I fit in it, and ran really well, really competitive. I was excited.
Yeah, I remember you told us that last week about reaching the pedals, and they mentioned it on the broadcast. But yeah, you said it. I was very impressed. You did a great job early on with the heat race and all the preliminaries.
Yeah, I mean, dirt racing is what I grew up doing, and so I enjoy it. I mean, it had been probably 12 or 13 years since I actually drove at Eldora, and but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Chris Wall and his Plant Zone car was really fast. He was a joy. I'll tell you, I was worried about. I don't know if you guys saw it on the broadcast, but I was worried about reaching the pedals. He was a bigger guy, so they actually bolted my seat directly into his seat.
Yeah, I saw that. I'd never seen that before.
That's the wildest thing I've ever seen anybody do, and it was safe and comfortable, and it was real comfortable, matter of fact. So you never stopped learning little tricks here and there. It was pretty funny. Everybody got a kick out of that.
Yeah, I've seen the hard taco shell and the soft taco shell, but I've never seen two seats put together before.
Yeah. I don't know if they got that idea from Chris Wall, or if Chris Wall got that idea from Taco Bell.
We've been campaigning for Wayne Auten to bring the Truck Series to the dirt track. Maybe we can get Joe Balish in. How about a Truck Series nationwide dirt track doubleheader?
Eldora would be a perfect place for it, but man, I don't know. That would be wild. There'd be some tore up equipment. It'd be fun, though. I tell you.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
How much fun is racing at Michigan International Speedway now, Jason? That's where you guys head on Saturday. First time you guys have been there in June. You usually go there in August. What about that big racetrack?
Yeah, that place is fun. I mean, that seems to be the word of our conversation. But Michigan is slick, and you slide around a lot. Sometimes you think you're racing on dirt, so I enjoy it. It's a short race for us. It always is every year. You only get a few laps out of your tires, so your practice and everything's pretty short. It's kind of, you know what I mean? You don't get a lot of time to work on your car, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I wish we went there twice, because the racing's always good. You always got to be up on the wheel there to go fast, and looking forward to running the Great Clip Chevy for sure.
Do you really get the sensation of speed there at Michigan?
Yeah, you do. I mean, when the first couple times you go there, you do. I mean, it just becomes old hat after a while. But you're hauling butt down into them corners, and it's fun. The draft is really important. I mean, it's not a Daytona or Talladega draft, but you can really get a slingshot past the guy in front of you, especially in this new style nationwide car. I look forward to going to Michigan. I'm excited that we're going in June, because I think it's going to be a little maybe hotter and slicker. Usually when we go later on in the year, it's kind of overcast, and when it's hot and slick, I enjoy it.
Part of that response led me to my next question about drafting. With this new NASCAR Nationwide Series car, do you pick up a big enough draft for it to make a big difference for you guys there at MIS?
Mm-hmm. You sure do. Especially when two cars in front of you get side by side, they punch a big hole in the air, and you can usually just rail right by them both. And even your Chicagos and Charlottes and places, when guys get side by side, it really slows them both up. And if you have a place to go, you can go right on by them. So yeah, I mean, it's really important.
Talking with Jason Leffler on the hotline. Jason running in the NASCAR Nationwide Series event here at Michigan International Speedway on Saturday. Jason, where is the Turner Motorsports 1.5-mile, 2-mile program right now? Where would you assess it?
That's our strongest part. Between the cars they're building, everybody at Turner Motorsports building, between the Hendrick horsepower we have, the things that's a really strong part of our program. So I enjoy it. Obviously Justin won Chicago, which was our last 1.5 miles. We ran 5th. We've had a lot of speed lately there at Charlotte and Chicago. So look for no reason why we won't in Michigan, and especially when we get that old Hendrick engine revved up. It likes to pull, so it's fun.
And you got another teammate this week, right? Mark Martin joining you guys this weekend?
Yeah, that's good. It's a good judge for sure. You can pull your hair out trying to compare yourself to him, because he's just so, a guy's so fast. And but it's good for the team and good for us. We always seem to, a couple times he's driven you get a really good feedback, and sometimes you can't. It's too late to apply it to that particular weekend, but it gives everybody at the shop a lot of good information where they can, build on that for weeks to come. So yeah, I look forward to having him behind the wheel and part of our stable. It helps me out a lot.
How does that work? When he climbs out of the car, does he give you insight or give the crew insight during practice? Is there a conference call after the race weekend? How does that shake out when Mark drives the car and then provides feedback from the effort?
It's just through practice and trying to make the car better. Obviously, you can go talk to him, and he's always real polite and gives you enough time to explain what's going on with what he thinks. But the difference, obviously Mark's got thousands and thousands of laps, a ton of experience. And even when Casey drives for us, it's the same way. I mean, those guys they have so much technology available to them on the Cup side, and they're constantly testing. So it helps when they come run our car because they might be looking for a feel or something, a little trick here or there, not necessarily a magic spring, but they know what the feel should be. And not that we don't, but they're constantly revolving that on the Cup side. So you got to read between the lines, but you can extract a lot of good information from guys like that.
What's the game plan? When you heading up to Michigan?
Thursday. We're head up Thursday afternoon. We get a couple hours of practice on Friday, and like I said, the tires don't last long there, so your practices are usually pretty short, and you got what you got, and you race Saturday.
Well, we wish you the best this weekend. Live coverage of the NASCAR Nationwide Series from Michigan International Speedway. The Alliance Truck Parts 2:53:15 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday afternoon. Thanks for the time. Tell Charlie we said hello, and we'll see you at the track this weekend.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.